With the number one overall pick, the Detroit Lions select Penn State QB Dylan Lawrence. The 23-year-old is probably the best prospect of this class and was an easy pick number one overall. He has everything you could want from an NFL QB with an arm that can make every throw and accuracy at every level, whether he's in the pocket or on the move. Great pick. This guy is the franchise for the Lions. One draft day trade later, and here we are. The Jaguars have moved up to take Ben Bowles, the second quarterback out of Penn State. Ben Bowles isn't your traditional passer and moves around a lot more in the pocket than someone like Lawrence is, and that's why he was used more often as the second QB at Penn State. But don't let that fool you. He is a first-round quarterback prospect with an arm that can do amazing things. And watch this guy make plays that you won't believe. This guy is the future in Jacksonville. You'll watch and see. With the third overall pick, the Cowboys select Florida wide receiver Brandon Coleman, or as I like to call him, Florida Man Megatron. This guy has a 6'5", 230-pound frame and a 4'4", 40, which is just ridiculous, and he is going to be a target no matter where he is on the field, a threat to score no matter what. This guy's got good hands, good reach. He's going to be a big impact player. Not the best player available, I don't think, but if you want your guy, you got to get him. Good pick. With the fourth overall pick, the Baltimore Ravens select Steve Edison out of Alabama. This guy is the best prospect of the class, no doubt. He is going to be a lockdown corner almost day one. He literally has everything you could want as an athlete, as a cornerback. He will make impact plays, and this could be the pick of the draft. Amazing pick for the Ravens. Good luck, AFC North quarterbacks. With the fifth overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Solomon Hurd, wide receiver, North Carolina. This comes at a shock to me considering Khalil Price is still on the board, but that combine means a lot to some people, so Solomon Hurd, he's a pretty good consolation prize. He's got it all at 21 years old. He has good hands, good agility. He will make plays happen. He will catch balls you won't expect. And I think he's going to do good in Arizona, where he's lining up as the number one wide receiver his rookie year. With the sixth overall pick, the Indianapolis Colts are taking T.J. Greenwood, the edge rusher out of Wisconsin. There's not much to this pick. The Indianapolis Colts traded down, and do you remember the last T.J. that came out of Wisconsin? This guy's going to be a stud for that Indy line and going to create consistent pressure.
I drafted Khalil Price, wide receiver out of Arizona State, and I picked him not because of his combine, because he skipped that, but because of his catching abilities. But once we got to see what his physical stats actually are, they're insane with his 6'3" body and his catching and his short route running. Love him. Go Seahawks.
With the eighth overall pick, the Tampa Bay Bucks select Terrence Vincent, edge rusher, Temple. This guy has everything you could want from an edge rusher. Dominant size, dominant speed, he has good pass rush moves, and he sets the edge with the best of them. He can do everything you want on the football field, and he will be an asset early on for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With the ninth overall pick, the Eagles are selecting Tommy Haskins, wide receiver, Alabama. If there's one word to describe this guy, it is speed. He has it in every regard. And the closest comparison to him would be like a Deshaun Jackson type. This guy is going to be a favorite target for their quarterback, Kevin Schmidt, as he has a huge arm, and he's just going to love having someone who can outrun his arm. Great pick. With the 10th overall pick, the New England Patriots select Caleb Hewitt out of Indiana. The Patriots select a do-it-all corner who's excelled at Indiana in his 4 years. This is a guy who can do a little bit of everything, but he projects to be more of a slot corner in the NFL just based on his size. Not a fan of the pick considering I had 2 other cornerbacks rated higher, but he's still going to be a quality player. With the 11th overall pick, the Buffalo Bills select Bernard Stewart, defensive tackle, Boise State. This is a guy who day one will provide immediate run support, and he has a huge, tremendous upside in the pass rush game once he gets proper training on it, which he didn't get at Boise State. This is a great pick for them. He was my favorite DT. With the 12th overall pick, the Carolina Panthers have drafted Jerome Dotson, cornerback, NC State. This is a guy who has the speed, the height, the skills to match up with anyone in the NFL his rookie season. In fact, I think by the end of next year, he is going to be a top-tier cornerback. He was my second favorite cornerback of the draft, so the Panthers got a steal here. Way to go. With the 13th overall pick, the Las Vegas Raiders select Jaden Davis, safety, Texas A&M. This is a guy who will make big plays. He will force turnovers, whether it be fumbles or interceptions. He just has an eye for the ball. He's got the speed to be where he needs to be, and he is versatile on the defense. So this is a great pick for the Raiders, my top safety. With the 14th overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals draft Mitch Haynes, wide receiver, Notre Dame. Lining this guy up with Solomon Hurd is just going to be a nightmare for defenses. They double dip at wide receiver, and this is going to be a huge weapon for their second-year QB. I love this guy. He's going to be a great player. With the 15th overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars draft Kazim Wayne, edge rusher, NC State. This guy has one of the most explosive first steps I've ever seen, and he is going to put fear in the hearts of quarterbacks that line up against him. This is a great pick for the Jaguars' second pick. They're having a stellar draft. With the 16th pick of the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Kerry Phillips, cornerback, NC State. This is a guy who can start immediately in the slot, and he's going to make plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Good pick. With the 17th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Channing Bowden, edge rusher, Texas A&M. This is probably my steal of the draft here, just because the value of this guy this late is amazing. He might not be the most explosive, not the strongest, but he is the most well-rounded in every regard. With the 18th overall pick, the Kansas City Chiefs draft Madison Hilton, offensive lineman, Miami. This guy is the best lineman available in this draft, the best, most refined pass protector. With his length, though, he'll probably kick into the inside, preferably center. With the 19th overall pick, the Bison select safety, Kevin Gabriel out of Michigan. This guy has speed, sideline to sideline. He is going to make plays for the Bisons on the back end. He's helpful in run support, and he has a lot of upside in his coverage talents. With the 20th overall pick, the Miami Dolphins select Cedric Jackson, edge rusher, Toledo. If there's one word, it's disruptive. This guy gets upfield fast, and causes havoc on plays. His pass rush is good. His run stopping leaves a little to be desired, but he's still excellent. Good pick. With the 21st overall pick, the San Francisco 49ers select Jameel Lawrence, halfback, Michigan. This guy is well-rounded. He can run. He can catch a little. He's got insane change of direction. With one cut, he'll go to the backside of the play, and he's off for 80 yards TDs. This guy has been a beast at Michigan, and I think he's going to be a beast at the NFL. This is a great value this late in the draft. With the 22nd overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings draft Raheem Barrett, cornerback, Miami. This is a guy who's a little one-sided in his coverage abilities with not much experience in man coverage, but he has the athletic ability and age where I think he can be taught up quickly on how to transition. He should fit in the slot naturally as a rookie. With the 23rd overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select Devin Clemens, linebacker, Michigan State. This guy is a jack of all trades on the defense, and he lined up everywhere for the team. He can do almost anything on the defense, rushing the passer, dropping into coverage. He played safety for a bit. This is a good guy to have on your team. With the 24th overall pick, the New York Jets select Junior Coleman, halfback, Fresno State. This guy is an X factor on the field. He has wonderful change of direction. He's got great vision, patience when he's running, almost a Le'Veon Bell style, and he's versatile. Home run pick for the Jets here. With the 25th overall pick, the LA Chargers select Felix Short, halfback, Syracuse. This is the definition of a third down running back right here. He has experience catching out of the backfield, running routes. He'll make plays that you won't expect, and he has good experience as a kick returner, which should let him see the field immediately. With the 26th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints select Deion Meeks, linebacker out of Michigan. This is another guy who can do a lot on the field. I have him projected more as a middle linebacker, but he certainly does have the pass rush ability to be an edge rusher situationally. I like his coverage upside, and this is a good pick for the Saints. With the 27th overall pick, the New England Patriots select Sidney Roach, wide receiver, San Diego State. I love this pick. He is a very talented wide receiver who should not be left on the board at this point. He is a monster off his release, and when he has the ball in his hand, he can make magic happen with how quickly he can make cuts. He'll take a 2-yard gain and turn it into 30. Great pick. With the 28th overall pick, the LA Rams select Nick Whitehead, defensive tackle, Michigan State. This guy is one of the most consistent pass rushers at the defensive tackle position you will find. He creates consistent pressure, he's a good run stopper, and he hits hard enough to make running backs fear the A gap. Good pick. With the 29th overall pick, the New York Giants select Mac Malone, offensive lineman, Boise State. Call this guy the Mack truck because he's opening up highway lanes for your running back. He's a great pull blocker. He's good in pass pro. I love this pick. With the 30th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Dalton Bromley, edge rusher, Oklahoma State. This is a guy who can do a little bit of everything. He'll go through you, he'll go around you, he'll set the edge, he'll just blow up a play to begin with. This is a great value at the end of the round, even though he's a little older. With the 31st overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select Jay Franklin, halfback, Oregon. This is a guy who was misused in college, and I think his true potential is actually going to be found in the NFL. His power running is amazing. He has great speed, and he will go straight through you making plays. With the 32nd pick, the Chicago Bears select Max Copley out of Charleston Southern University. This guy was a man among boys at the FCS level, just dominating against inferior competition. It's going to be a real question if he can compete at this high of a level with that big of a jump. But this guy has it all, a great blend of speed and size. He will dominate if given the chance, and I think he will succeed with Chicago.